Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is just a short video to go through the updated syllabus to outline a few things that you'll be doing for the remainder of the semester for the class online. So, two kind of main things about what's going on. One, since class is online, we're not going to hold class during the regularly scheduled times that we normally would face to face. So basically, you're on your own to work at your own pace to go through the material. And I'll go through everything with you in a second. Second thing is for office hours, I'm going to have online office hours on the top of the syllabus here. I have them listed. I'm going to try to do them through the Zoom app, which is an online meeting platform. So we'll try it and see if that works out well and people are able to use it easily. What we may try to do is some of the lectures through that Zoom app as well. Okay, so if you look at the lecture topics, they're pretty much the same as they were on the original syllabus. Even though things are listed by day, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to complete them on that day, but they should be done in a timely fashion within that time frame. That becomes important when you look over here for when the quizzes are scheduled, because the quizzes are going to cover the material prior to the week that those topics were presented. Okay, so as you can kind of see, again, those topics are the same. They're relatively in order that they were originally. One thing to point out about quiz 5 is that we'll cover material that we talked about before we went on break and a little bit about the selection section. I will send you detailed information regarding what day the quiz will be open to take it, what material from the outline notes you need to study, so the specific pages, things you want to focus on as far as that material. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the general features of the class. Okay, so everything is going to be online and it's all going to be off of the Moodle site. So you need to have access to the Moodle site. If you've never been on the Moodle site and you're not sure how to do it, everybody's got this course listed on their site. Let me know and I'll walk you through it. Okay, so your lectures, the quizzes, exams, and the labs, everything is going to be on the Moodle site. Okay, as far as attendance and participation on this class, you want to treat it just like you would the face-to-face, which means you have to keep up with the work and you have to show some participation. Even though I'm not going to take attendance, the Moodle site actually has a way to see who's on the site, who's been on the site, so I can monitor who's actively, doing the work and who isn't. And if you're not doing the work, you're probably going to get an email from me asking what's up. Okay, so on the Moodle site, uh, let's go through. I talked a little bit about the office hours with the Zoom. I will send you a detailed um, document that tells you how to get onto that system. It's really easy to use. I did it in less than 2 minutes. I've never done it before. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. So for lecture, again, your lecture is going to be similar to what we did in face-to-face classes. You're going to be looking at your PowerPoints, filling in your outline notes. Okay. PowerPoints, outline notes, they're already posted on Moodle site. For the lectures, I will be posting YouTube videos of the material, which is just the PowerPoint and me narrating it and going through and explaining it. Those videos are going to be short, 10 to 15 minutes. They're going to cover very few topics, so we're going to kind of piecemeal it out, separate things into topics. It makes it a little easier to get through the material. Okay, so you can look at those narrated PowerPoints if you want. You don't have to, but there will be things that I explain and say on those narrated PowerPoints that you're going to be responsible for. Okay. On the PowerPoints, there's also this CC, this closed captioning, the closed captioning option. So the default is it's just me talking on the video. If you want to see the words of what I'm saying, you can actually click on the CC button and it will show you the text of what's being said. Okay. So for quizzes and exams, for your quizzes, again, if you look at the syllabus, it's about 1 a week, 10-point quizzes, similar to what we did when we were face-to-face. The difference with the quizzes is that they will be available for you to take on a given day. And I will let you know in advance what day that is and the times. So the way the quiz works is you get an email from me. It says, quiz 5 is open. Today is, let's say April 2nd. Today's April 2nd. Quiz 5 is open. You have 24 hours to complete the quiz. Okay, so anytime in that 24-hour period, you can log on and take the quiz. Okay, the thing about the quizzes works the same for exams. You cannot log on, start the quiz, log off, go log back on, and finish the quiz. Once you start the quiz, you have to finish it. So don't start the quiz until you feel you're ready to actually take the quiz. Time to take the quiz is 10 to 12 minutes, which should be sufficient time to take it. Okay, and once you're done, you log off, and I think it will report the grade you got on the quiz. I have to double check on the scoring. Okay, as far as getting those quizzes back to study for exams, most likely I'll have to either post the quiz on the Moodle site for you to copy so you have those questions to help you study. Okay, your exams are going to work the same way as the quizzes. Difference with the exam is instead of having one big exam that's worth 100 points, I split it into 2 smaller exams worth 50 points apiece. Okay, your first exam is on Tuesday, April 14th, which is a couple weeks away. It's going to be worth 50 points. Okay, so for the exam, I will post the day that it's open to start taking it and the closing date. Okay, so in that case, Tuesday, April 14th, most likely 8 o'clock in the morning, that exam will be open for you to take. You will have up to 5 days to take it. So between 8 a.m. on Tuesday, April 14th and 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 18th, anytime in that 5-day period, you can log on and take the exam. Again, you can't start the exam, stop, log back on to finish the exam. Once you start it, you're committed. So don't start the exam until you feel ready to complete it. Okay? So that's quizzes and exams. Final exam, depending on where we are with the quarantine, with the virus. If the virus has subsided and they lift the stay-at-home order and people are allowed to interact again, there may be a chance that we take the final exam on site, in person, on campus. Okay, still too soon to tell. That's 2 months down the road. So as that gets closer, I'll have more information for you regarding how the final exam is going to be administered. Okay, labs. Your labs are basically going to be online as well. What I'm going to do is modify the labs from the lab manual that's posted, and those will be your lab assignments. You'll have some questions to answer about the lab, things that you would normally do hands-on in the lab, like look under the microscope or do some kind of experimentation. I'm going to try to find videos or pictures of microscope slides that you can answer questions about. Okay. Also, when it comes to dissections, I'm going to try to find something similar to what we would do in class, kind of like a virtual dissection. It's not really quite the same, but under the circumstances, it's the best that we're going to be able to do. Okay, so your exam or your labs, you'll complete the lab, you'll turn it in for a lab report grade. I'll grade it and I'll get it back to you. Okay, so down here I kind of have the topics of the labs for the remainder of the semester. Okay, lab exam, as that gets closer, we'll talk more about how that's going to be set up. So overall, the point value of what you're doing in the class is not different from the original syllabus. The only thing that's really different is instead of having a second exam worth 100 points, you got 2 smaller exams worth 50 points each. Okay, so it still comes out to be 700 points, and your grade breakdown is still the same. Okay, so that's all I have to say for now. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. In the next day or two, I will be getting documents out to you regarding how to use the Zoom and more specific information regarding the quizzes. So, okay, so got any questions, drop me an email. Thanks.